The Realty Goddess. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know that you could have spent some time somewhere else, but I appreciate you spending some time with me. I have been in the business since 2006. And one thing that I absolutely love about real estate is educating people on the process. So today we are going to talk about the actual buying process. This could remove some of the fears that you may have regarding being afraid of moving forward. Now, this month is August, and I have dedicated this month to educating women on buying real estate. So, we're going to discuss some things with some ladies, but if you're a gentleman, this also applies to you. But the things that we tackled this month is ladies who are afraid to move forward with buying property because they think that they're not married, they're not at a certain stage of life, and they feel like, they need to be at a certain stage before they buy. When in actuality, ladies make up of at least 18 to 20% of all buying properties, and these are single ladies. Times have changed. You do not have to wait to be married, to have a certain status of a job, to have a child, to be able to purchase property. And in fact, there is nothing more solid than being able to purchase property and put that in your financial portfolio. Listen, all the billionaires, all the millionaires, all the smart business people, they all own some type of real estate because regardless of where the cycle is in real estate, up or down, that leverages your wealth. Now, listen, Warren Buffett has not been playing around. He is still doing things in the real estate world, and he is one of the well-known people who always touts real estate. You can always put it off for tomorrow, but the longer you put it off, the more you're going to be missing out on funds that could be put into your pocket. So today we're actually going to talk about the process of buying a home. Now, this is going to be short and condensed, but I do have a free resource for you. So you want to stick around for that so that I can share that with you. And I actually would love to hear some of your comments as well. So please, please, please feel free to ask them. If I don't see your comments, please understand that I will go back and look at all of the broadcasts that are out there. Hey, Manji? I don't think I know you. Well, hello. My name is Laura. Nice to meet you. Um, I will go back and answer any questions. I am using Restream, so therefore I'm on several platforms. So let's dig into it today, guys, because knowledge is truly power. I don't know if you came up during the age that I did. I came up in the 70s where, conjunction, junction, what's your function? Right? Schoolhouse Rock. And they say they always came in with knowledge is power. And this is very true. The more you know, the more you get educated, the better you're going to understand the process and the better experience you're going to have. So let's dig into it. Your first step is when you are just thinking, you want to make sure that you find a good realtor and you find a good lender. While these are two separate things, they both are extremely important. You should be doing them together. 9 times out of 10, a good realtor is going to have a list of lenders that they have worked with and been successful with to share with you. Vice versa. If you find a lender, they should have realtors that should help you too. By no means you should have to use someone you don't want to use, but if you already have someone in mind, you want to go ahead and reach out to them and chat with them about it. And most people get scared and hung up at this point because they're afraid of what their credit looks like, or they're afraid they don't have enough money. But listen, let me tell you something. If your credit is not so good, it's a starting point of where you need to be. So you need to look at it as a process. You're not going to decide to do this and then flip it in 24 hours and be ready to go out and buy a home. I have had that happen, but it is rare. So you want your lender to take the application, look at your credit, consult with you, help you decide on what you need to do, which best loan you're going to use, and get you pre-approved. And I need you to understand, I did not say pre-qual. I said pre-approved, because pre-approval is your Willy Wonka ticket. You want to make sure that you also ask them if you can be DU underwritten, which is directly underwritten, means you've already had all of your paper looked at by a underwriter, and that is the golden ticket because you're pretty solid. Now all you're doing is waiting to find a home. So those are two processes. You're going to find a realtor, you're going to find a lender, but those two have to be married in order for you to move on to the next process, or else you're not going to be able to move forward. Do not, I cannot stress, do not go see properties without you understanding how much you qualify for. The worst thing is that you're going to find your dream home. You're going to fall in love with it, and then find out if you don't qualify for it or not. Then nothing is going to live up to your standards after that. So do yourself a favor. I've been doing this a long time. Do not go see properties when you don't know what you qualify for. Now, I do encourage you to go and have fun and start getting ideas. You can go to open houses. There's no law against you not going to open houses. But when you go in, the agent is going to definitely try to get you to sign with them. Now, you don't have to. Simple as that. You could just say, I'm just looking. If they ask you to sign in, you could tell them that you're not interested in signing in. You can also take that point to also interview them as well. So it is your choice. Now, once you have that pre-approval, your lender is going to be working with your agent, and that is a family thing. Imagine this being a puzzle, and you are trying to put it together. Well, you cannot finish this process without all the pieces of the puzzle fitting together. And your lender and your realtor are your major pieces. And you need to know them like the back of your hand. They need to become family with you. They need to understand each other. They need to understand how to work together. And in order for you to be successful, they have to be really tight. Okay. The next step is, after you've gotten approval and your realtor understands what you are approved for, you need to have a consultation with that agent to make sure that you let them know what you're looking for. You're going to let them know your needs, your wants, your areas, what's important, what's not so important. And based on that, that agent will send you some properties. You can also send them properties, because there's so many places that you can look. I do not suggest the Z word. I have a thing with the Z word, and you can probably guess it rhymes with willow. I don't dig that site. And so therefore, your agent has direct access to the MLS and will be able to send you direct access as well. So you can look and they can look at the same time for you. Sometimes they'll see things before you do, and vice versa. You can be as proactive as you want to in this, or you can let your agent send you all of the properties that you want them to do on your time scale. But once you have that, you can select the properties that you are interested in looking at, and then you can view properties. But let me tell you something. Just because you want to see a property right now doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to be able to see that property. There are all sorts of things in the background that may or may not allow you to see it. What if it's an auction property? What if there's someone still living in there? What if there's uncooperative tenants? Maybe they can't show the property on the day that you need to see it. So understand that when you are ready to view properties, just because you want to see it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to see it on that day. Your agent will be able to talk you through it, walk you through it, and let you see what and why you can or cannot see that property. Now, once you have found a property, and remind you guys, there's a whole bunch more to this, but I am just walking you through this very quickly for your own information. But I also have a free 3-day home buyers course that I will be announcing, and I'll tell you how you'll be able to join that in a few minutes. Now, once you have actually found the property that you're interested in, you're going to want to write an offer. Within writing that offer, you're going to negotiate, you're going to counter offer, then there's going to be an acceptance of that offer. Everything must be in writing. Don't even think about handshakes or verbal. That is not how this world works anymore. We have to make sure that everything is written down to protect you and the seller as well. Okay. So we want to make sure that everything is clear because you may want that stove and the seller didn't think you wanted the stove. And what happens when you go and the stove is gone? Okay, so those types of things need to be written down and very clear. But I need you to understand, you also need to understand those contracts. And so before you start writing offers, you need to sit down with your realtor at that consultation and ask them for a copy of the contracts so that they can go over what that contract says with you. I do this with all my clients. When I take on a client, you get a full-fledged consultation with me. We sit down, we talk, I show you the contracts, I tell you what you're going to be signing, so that if we're in a rush situation, you'll be able to understand what you're signing before proceeding. And I do this because when I purchased my home in 2002, I had an agent who didn't do that. And even though I did get educated and I wasn't in real estate at the time, I felt very vulnerable when it was time to sign papers, and all he was doing was saying sign here, here, and here. And every time I tried to ask a question, I felt like I was being a bugaboo. And you are never a bugaboo with me. I will consult with you and answer any questions that you need. And if your agent doesn't do that, then that agent isn't for you. Simple as that, period. Okay. So once you have that offer accepted, depending on what state you are in, you will open escrow, or you'll be considered under contract, where a title company will handle everything, an escrow company in some states, and in some states, it is actually done by an attorney. And then you will make sure that you turn in your earnest money. That's something that you'll learn in my class. And that's what comes out of your piggy bank. Okay. So there are a few buckets of money that you need to set aside for when you're ready to purchase this home. Okay. And one of them is your earnest money. Once you have that all established and everything is being set up, your lender is working on your loan. And depending on if you got DU underwritten or not, you may have to turn in a few extra pages for them. You have to schedule inspections. You have to schedule appraisals. You have to also deal with title reports to make sure that the title is clear. And all this is going on while you're doing this. Now, there are many different inspections, such as termite, house, sewer, mold, radon. And so your agent will sit down and talk to you about what type of inspections that you need. That is another bucket of money that you need as well. And everything is going on behind the wheel. And this is when you most likely want to start pulling your hair out, because you're like, oh my God, I got this person talk to me. I got this person talk to me. What? But it's okay, because if you get educated, you're going to understand, and it's not going to be so bad. So once you have all those things moving along, you're going to want to make sure all those are cleared. You're going to clear any inspection issues. You're going to clear any loan issues. You're going to clear any title issues, because you can't close without getting any of those things taken care of. And you have to understand that all of those are on a timeline. Your timeline will be established by your contract. Once all that's done, your pre-approval is set in place, your loan is ready, your lender is going to talk to your attorney or your title company or your escrow company and start working with them on the paperwork that needs to be put together for you. Then you will most likely go ahead and sign your loan docs, as well as your title and escrow docs, wire your final funds, and then you will be able to close on the property and then take possession of your property. Now, that was a whole lot, and it is a reason I went fast, because it's a lot to it. But underneath everything that I have shared with you are many other things that you need to be educated about. When I teach my classes for down payment assistance program, this is a full 2.5 hours worth of information that I share with you and that I educate you on. So you want to make sure that you stay connected with me to know when that next class happens. But in the meantime, if you would like a flow chart of what I just described to you, you can download it for free. And I am going to show you how and where you can go to do so. You can scan this code right here, or you can go to bit.ly/homebuyerfc, which stands for flowchart. And it's all lowercase. and you'll be able to have a copy of what I just expressed and shared with you. Because why? Knowledge is power. And the more you are educated, the better. So there is that link for you. I want you to make sure that you take a screenshot or write that down so that you could go ahead and sign up for that free resource for you. I have many other free resources for you as well. And so you'll be added to my newsletter, which will share all of this information with you and anything else that comes up in the real estate world. Don't worry, I am not one of these people who will bug the HE double hockey sticks out of you. My point is to help you to understand and to be ready to pull the trigger when you are ready to purchase. I am also not one of these people that are always telling you need to buy, sell, 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 sell. No, because the time is always right when the time is right for you. Don't let the general public scare you to death about what's going on in the real estate world. Because one thing I know for sure, real estate is always selling, and real estate is a cycle. And we are definitely in a strange cycle right now, but it's still good for you to have real estate in your financial portfolio. So that is what I have for you today. I am so grateful that you are here. I'm going to take this off the screen right now. I want to thank you for being here today, and I would love to connect with you. Who am I? Well, my name is Laura Key. I'm also known as Lala. I am the Realty Goddess. I have been in the business since 2006. I have helped many people buy and sell property, especially some who didn't even think that they could buy. I also am very versed in down payment assistance programs as well as Good Neighbor Next Door. And I would love to chat with you some more about that. So stay tuned. I will have more videos for you this month. I hope that you have learned something today. But in the meantime, please make sure that you like, subscribe, share, and communicate with me. I am here to answer your questions. So I want you to go and have a great day. Why not go out on a limb? Isn't that where the fruit is? It really is. And if you don't take the chance, you'll never know. Okay, I have a new motto in life. I really do. A closed mouth never gets fed. So you want to make sure that if there's something that you want, you understand the process and go for it with gusto. And go forward with people who can support you. So go be a good human. Go smile at somebody. You never know when a smile is going to save somebody's life. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.